Okay, let's do it. Arsenal transfer roundup. Let's talk about the outgoings and the incomings, all to do with my beautiful club, Arsenal. You might be thinking not a lot is going on right now. That's not unusual. I don't know what it is about this specific summer. Everyone is going crazy that Arsenal haven't done anything official yet. This is not that crazy. Okay, we have never been particularly great in windows. We're awful at selling players, but also we typically don't sign players until towards the end of the window. So this isn't new, and it's going to happen. Don't worry, guys. Calm down. Things are going to happen. And I think we're going to really see things speed up in the next few weeks, especially when the Club World Cup is over. Now, I've made a couple of videos over the last few weeks talking about players like Zubimendi, for example. Today, we're going to get back into those conversations and see where we are. Of course, everything I've read online, it's rumours. There's nothing official, so it's just kind of my thoughts on what's going on. First of all, let's start off with a fresh rumour, and that is that Martinelli could be being snooped at by Bayern. Bayern apparently are looking into signing Martinelli, and I got myself into a little bit of a debate over on X. Yes, I've finally learnt how to not say Twitter. Over on X, I said we should listen to offers. Anything over 60 million, I think we're in a good spot there. The amount of hate I got for that, people don't think he's worth 60 million. And I can understand it from a perspective of he hasn't done much in the last few years, but people are very quick to forget just how good he was not that long ago. The fact that he is still so young, he still has a contract at the club, he's worth a good amount of money. Now, of course, market value, I say it every time, doesn't really exist. It's just what people are willing to pay for something. That is what market value is. I don't know how much a club would be willing to pay for Martinelli, but it would make sense, at least in my head, for us as a football club to at least try and get upwards of 60 million. When you look at other players that are moving in the transfer window, it's difficult to know what's really going to happen. Now, my question isn't actually the value. It is, should we sell? Should we actually be selling Martinelli? I think if we receive an offer that is significant, so i.e. 60 million plus, then we should consider it, because I don't see Martinelli as a top level left winger. I don't see him winning us titles. He's a very heads down, frantic, headless chicken type player. But don't get me wrong, on his day, he's fantastic. So I think deep down, we shouldn't be selling him, but it doesn't hurt to explore. And if selling him enables us to bring in other options, and that's my dogs barking, by the way. I'm on my own at home right now, so not much I can do, sorry. If it means we can then spend money on other players in other positions, then maybe it makes a bit more sense. But I still like Martinelli, and for me, this season is massive for him. He needs to prove himself. He has to show us why we shouldn't sell him, why he should be our starting left winger. And of course, we're having many rumours linking us with other left wingers. He really wants to ruin my video today. I would say, would you like to see him? But he's downstairs barking at neighbours. Anyway, I don't think we should be selling Martinelli. I think he should at least have another year at the club. But it wouldn't surprise me if at some point in the near future, we do receive an offer and we let him go. I don't think he is at that elite top level. Now, moving on to Zubimendi, it's frustrating. He looks frustrated in this picture. I'm so sorry about the barking. I'm trying my best not to let it distract me, but he's been doing it all day, and there's nothing I can do to stop him, it would seem. You know when dogs just have days where they're jumpy, on edge? He's having one of those days. Zubimendi is done. It's a done deal. I don't want to hear anything about it not going through or Real Madrid have stole him. It's not the case. I'm going to keep this very short. This I believe to be true. Yes, technically it's a rumour, but it makes perfect sense. Real Sociedad want this deal to go through in July, the new financial year within football, so they can register him as a sale for next season. And Arsenal, who, by the way, didn't want to pay his release clause in full, it seems that Arsenal they've reached an agreement to pay it in installments, which is what Arsenal wanted to do. It's going to be slightly more than the actual price. So his release clause apparently is 60 million euros. Arsenal are going to be paying 65 million euros. And what their end of the bargain is, to pay it in installments, we will defer it to the start of the next season of the financial year. So what we're going to see is slightly more expense for us, but cash flow is king. We want cash in the club, and not having to actually send 60 million euros away, it's worth a little bit more. If it makes sense, paying a little bit over the odds, even though it is just 5 million, which isn't much in the grand scheme of things, to enable us to keep cash flow, keep cash in the club, it makes sense. And Real Sociedad get what they want as well. They get more than his actual release clause, which is great for them. And it means they get what they wanted in terms of reporting it from July. It's a done deal. Don't worry about it. It is just a case of waiting until the beginning of July for it to be announced. I've heard rumours, though, that he's going to be wearing the number 36. Sorry? What kind of woke nonsense is that? The number 36? I think he wore it in the academy or something, but clearly all the numbers he likes are taken. Let's move on to Sesko, because this one's gone cold as well. The reports are that there's a slight disagreement on the fee, but actually the main stumbling block right now is his demand wages-wise. So the latest I've heard is we still want Sesko, we're still interested in Sesko, and we're still right there, but it might just take a little bit longer. But there are rumours that we've basically gone back to Gyökeres now, and everything you read about Berta, our new sporting director, is that he wants to have multiple deals on the go, so in case one falls through, you've got a backup option, whereas Edu before always tunnel-visioned one signing. If it failed, there was no plan B. It's not great, but I also kind of understand why you'd want to focus on one player. I get it. It's not great, is it, when you say to a player, look, we really are interested in you, but we have other priorities. If that goes wrong, we'll come back to you. It stinks a bit, doesn't it? But it's business. It's a safe option for us. If one of them isn't available, we have the other one on the boil already, and we're not going to waste too much time that way. So the current reports are that Sesko isn't collapsed. There doesn't seem to be a crazy issue there. It's just a slight issue with his wages, and apparently 10 million euros-ish is the difference between asking price and what Arsenal want to pay. Who knows what's going to happen, but Gyökeres is still right there as an option. Let's move on to Thomas Partey. Apparently right now, it is unlikely that he is going to sign on for another year. He's going to be having some sort of meeting with the club this week, with Arteta this week. Who knows what's going to happen there, but the most likely outcome at the moment is that Partey will be leaving as a free agent. And I'm sure a large portion of Arsenal fans will be happy about it, but also a lot of Arsenal fans won't be happy about it. Now, this is where I sit. This is what you've come to this video for, my opinions, okay? Thomas Partey is an excellent player. He's an excellent technician, and he's just had his best season for us. He's stayed fit pretty much the entire season, and he's played at a very high level. So for that reason, I obviously would like him to stay for another year, considering we've just lost Jorginho. It makes sense, right? So if he was to leave, we absolutely need to replace him, in my opinion. And Thomas Partey would not be easy to replace unless you spend a lot of money, which we want to invest in other players, other positions. So I don't really want him to go, but then there is that huge cloud above the club, and you know, you hear these reports of Thomas Partey not being so great off the pitch. I'm not going to go into details. That doesn't sit right with me. So I'm now kind of 50-50. If he signs an extra year, it's a good bit of business for us going into next season to have Thomas Partey. But also, equally, if he goes, it is what it is. Losing him for free, though, after... what would this be? 4 seasons. We obviously paid 40 million up front with the release clause from Atletico Madrid. He spent a large portion in the medical room, injured. It hasn't been the greatest signing ever, but he has been solid for us. And this year, like I said, was his best year yet. So what if he goes? Well, the links that I've seen are to Lucien Agoume, a young French player at Sevilla. Funny enough, that's where Sambi Lokonga is on loan right now. So maybe whilst we've been keeping tabs on Lukonga, we've actually caught the eye of this guy. I don't know enough about him, but this seems to be the likely player that we go for. We're looking at around 20 million, supposedly. What do you say? I haven't watched him play. I think I might have seen him once, maybe twice. I think he's 22. He's a defensive midfielder. He's 6'2", I believe. He's very similar to Partey in terms of his build, the way he plays. And clearly it'd be a bit of a project signing, a young player with a little bit of unknown ability in terms of playing at the absolute highest level. Would he change our team? Would he push us to a Premier League win and a Champions League win? No. But if Partey leaves and we bring him in, and obviously Zubimendi is going to be the main addition into midfield along with Rice and Ødegaard, then obviously he would be a bit of a squad player. And that sits quite right with me. So if Thomas Partey leaves, and that means we're saving probably well over 200 grand a week, that frees up a little bit of space to get in Lucien Agume. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. That seems to be the latest rumour. Up next, hopefully we should be getting news soon of a Lewis Skelly contract extension. This guy is still on an academy contract, I believe, so he's not earning big money. And Real Madrid apparently inquired. Yes, apparently that's very true. And that goes to show how well rated he is and how good he is. He seems to be a future star, and he's an Arsenal player. He's a youth player that's come through the academy. He's a Hale End player. He's a Hale End boy, and he's here to stay. He will be signing a new deal, apparently. And I reckon he's going to take the number 3 shirt. So hopefully this does happen, and hopefully we get to hear about it soon. And then finally, apologies if I've missed anything big. I'll be doing another one of these soon. But the last player I want to talk about today is this man right here, Rodrygo. There has been a price set, and if you take it from euros to pounds, we're looking at around 75 to 77 million pounds, reportedly. He has been left out of Real Madrid's last game in this Club World Cup. He's only played out on that right side. He's been hooked off in the second half. It doesn't seem to be going well with Xabi Alonso. He has said he likes Rodrygo and he relies upon him, but every manager is going to say that about every player that's worth something to the club. He's not going to turn up and go, yeah, Rodrygo's okay, isn't he? He's not bad. He's obviously going to say all the right things. I guarantee you Rodrygo is going to leave. There's no way he wouldn't be playing in this Club World Cup otherwise. It makes no sense to me. The number 10 shirt's available. Give him a very lucrative contract, offer him the number 10 shirt, say we'll play you in your preferred role, which is on that left side, cutting inside, be the project player at Arsenal, front three of a new striker, Saka and Rodrygo. That's exciting. Leave Real Madrid where you're not the star man. You will get all the minutes you could want here. If you stay fit, you'll play every game. I think he could be a sensational signing for us. And now that we know the price, obviously it's rumoured, but I mean, anything below 80 million, I think is a really good deal. Put it this way, if a Man City, a Man United, a Liverpool, or any of the other top clubs signed Rodrygo for less than 80 million pounds, I would be livid that it wasn't us. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm really excited about this one. I can genuinely see him right now at the Emirates, running down that left wing, wearing the number 10 shirt, cutting inside and finding Sesko or Gyökeres or bending one into the top corner. Oh, give it to me. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. A little catch up on Arsenal's transfers in and out and rumours. It is exciting times because it's almost July. We're almost there, and that's where I think things are going to kick off. Zubimendi will be announced, I reckon, very, very quickly into July. And I really hope he doesn't take the number 36 shirt. I'm a sucker for shirt numbers. That just stinks. But having him official would be great. And then I think we're going to see the floodgates open. And I reckon Rodrygo would come soon after that. So thank you for watching, guys. And I will see you in the next video. And again, sorry for the barking.